Hello, gorgeous. Welcome to HG Radio, everything beauty, cancer, and inspiration. Here is your co founder and host, Kim Becker.
Hello, gorgeous, and thank you for joining us today. I'm your host, Kim Becker, and this is Hello, Gorgeous, everything beauty, cancer, and inspiration on Society Bites Radio, social interaction for the mind and soul. Our guest today is Lisa from My Happy Haven. When Lisa and Deidra first introduced to each other, the topic quickly became about a desire to help women and children. Both women had a healthcare background, both married physicians, and both women wanting to make a real difference in the lives of others. In 2012, My Happy Place was created, a nonprofit 501c3 offering bedroom makeovers to sick children. In 2016, it was time to add the other half of the question into the scheme of things, and My Happy Haven was born. My Happy Haven offers bedroom makeovers to women with cancer. Cancer affects us all, and we all know of a friend or close family member living with a cancer diagnosis. With the cancer diagnosis comes fear and the uncertainty of what the future will bring. Lisa, having been diagnosed with breast cancer herself in 2014, also lost both of her parents to cancer. Believing that there's good that can come from every bad outcome, Lisa used her cancer experience as a catalyst to create My Happy Haven and to help women on their cancer journey. Hi, Lisa, and welcome to the show.
Well, hello, gorgeous yourself, and thank you for having me. It's an honor.
Oh, I am so excited to have you on and to share your mission with our listeners. I absolutely love what you do. So tell me a little bit more. We kind of touched just the tip of the iceberg here when I introduced you in My Happy Haven. So tell me more about Happy Haven and how it came about.
Well, how it came about, like you said, it all started with My Happy Place and a partner and I sharing the same dream of wanting to help women and children. And when we decided it was time to add that other end of the equation, the women, it's funny. I knew what the name was going to be before we even said we're doing this. When I called Deidra and said, okay, it's time. My Happy Place is successful. It's time to add the women. I already know what it's called. And I told her and she goes, it's perfect. Let's do it. And so we've been doing that for a couple of years now. We have actually a reveal coming up next weekend. So we've been busy with that. And I tell you, Kim, it's just one of the most fulfilling endeavors of my life. And so what we're trying to do now is we have spent the last year working on legalities, attorneys and bankers and all the legal stuff so that we can now try to expand and we can start to form My Happy Havens in other communities. So that's kind of our focus now. This shouldn't just be a local thing. And, I've heard of other organizations that do the bedroom makeovers for sick kids, but I know of none that do bedroom makeovers for women with cancer. So I think it's a real niche. And we just want to see it grow. We want to see as many women be able to have this experience as possible.
Well, and I love that. And, I had the opportunity, actually, Trisha and I had driven up to Chicago. You girls flew in.
Mm-hmm.
I remember our drive was easier than your flight. I remember that day. You guys had a heck of a flight getting up there.
I never get Deidra back on
that. You're right. You won't. And so, because you guys are located in Iowa, correct?
Correct. We're in Mason City, Iowa, which is kind of the northern part of Iowa.
Okay, and so you guys had flown into Chicago, and we drove up to Chicago, and we had an opportunity just to sit, and that was the first time that I had ever met you and heard about this amazing organization that you've started, and I love it. And so, and it was interesting to me, and I wanted to ask the question is, why do you believe that a bedroom makeover helps women facing a cancer diagnosis?
Well, where do we all go when we don't feel good? We go to our bedroom. When we just want to escape from the world, where do we retreat to? We go to our bedroom. And I just feel, and I know Deidra agrees, and kind of lost my train of thought there. Um, when a woman, especially one who is going through all that cancer entails and experiencing the negative side effects of some of those treatments, how can it not be healing to be able to walk into this beautiful bedroom that encompasses their favorite colors and their personal items? That's healing. That's healing in itself. I mean, we all know that we need modern medicine. I personally believe a nice mixture of Western medicine mixed with Eastern medicine. But to me, it's at a soulful level. And when a woman can wake up surrounded by beauty, how can she not help but feel better? So that's what we do. And, we feel it's a domino effect. If the woman feels better, the husband feels better, the family feels better. So it's not like you never encounter a hurdle when you do a bedroom. But I tell you what, every time we do a bedroom reveal, I can't wait to get the next one. I'm like, I'm waiting for the next application. So, talking too about expanding, it's not even as much as all the women we can help. I want to be able to enable people like myself, like Deidra, who just have the passion to want to help people. I want to be able to offer them that experience, because we all know it's a lot more fun giving than it is getting. And
That's right.
you're giving these women a gift of a lifetime.
Well, and what I love, the day that we got to sit down and meet, what I loved about your program, and I want you to share a little bit more, because I've got a part of it, but it is a nomination process, right? They have to apply for this, and then when you call them and let them know that they're chosen, they're involved in the process of this, right? Because don't they? My understanding is they help pick out paint colors, and they help pick out some of the things, which is a wonderful distraction from what they're going through.
Oh, absolutely. And I tell you what, when we get to make that phone call because we received an application, and a lot of times, it may be a family member. It might just be a friend who nominates them. But when we get to make that phone call, that sometimes is as much fun as the whole thing, because I can't tell you how many times we've heard from a woman, do you know how nice it is to finally get good news? And I mean, how many times I just get, a pang in my heart, and what a gift that is in itself. And so when we get a call to women and we share that good news, but we set up what we call the home visit. And at that time, we go into her home. We get the opportunity to meet her, maybe her husband, kids, if they're around. And yeah, we kind of just ask them, what do you like? What don't you like? What would be your dream bedroom? Which most of the time what we hear is, are you kidding? I never in a million years thought I'd even be able to think of what my dream bedroom would be. What would make you sleep more comfortable? We have gone into women's homes where you can't believe the condition of the mattress they sleep on. I remember one woman, her mattress was actually just on the floor. It didn't even have a box spring. It didn't have a frame. So you can imagine when they get a beautiful bed set with a comfortable mattress and new sheets, new bedding, what a gift that is. So yeah, they're involved. We don't let their involvement carry on too far. Like we might say, look at Pinterest. Throw us some pictures up front of what you like. And from there, we get a pretty good idea, because I tell you what, we go shopping pretty darn quickly. So if she starts sending us pictures, a week or 2 weeks down the line, it's like, it may be too late. But no, I mean, we would certainly never want a woman to walk in and think, oh, how did they pick this color? Or why did they do that? So we absolutely tailor it to her needs, her desires. And it's magical. It's I remember the one woman, she walked in and she just kept exclaiming, this isn't the same room. This is the same room. This is like something out of a magazine. Where am I? And I tell you, you don't get any better thanks than that. You know, you've kind of scored when you hear that.
So walk us through, like, how does the process work, and then what does a bedroom makeover involve? Like, what all do you guys do? Like, is it just the bedding and the paint? Do you put new flooring in? Explain all of that.
It's pretty much everything. Once we get going, you know, we've met the woman, we go into her bedroom, we take measurements, take lots of pictures. Then we find a designer, and whether it's myself or somebody on our board or just is a volunteer for our organization, we give them a money card, which is loaded with what our budget is. And I tell you what, if it weren't for, like, we have a wonderful mom and pop furniture store here in Mason City, Furniture Mattress Outlet. They sell us furniture at cost. Oh. And, you know, that's one of your biggest expenses. So when you can get furniture at cost, and just this past week, our local Sherwin-Williams has decided they are going to give us one heck of a deal on paint. In fact, I'm going to consider them our first corporate sponsor because they are also extending that to our affiliates we have in South Dakota and Colorado. So if the carpet's doable, we might just put a big throw rug on it. We have a gentleman here locally who donates carpet, who will put it in for free. So they're getting paint, they're getting new carpet, basically top to bottom. New ceiling fan if they want a new ceiling fan. So we always tell them, you know, things that are in the room that you definitely want to stay, let us know and kind of put those off to the side when they clean out the room. Sometimes maybe the things that they want back in the room are not aesthetically pleasing to what our decor idea, but like we always tell them, this is your room. We want it as pretty, as aesthetically pleasing as possible, but when we walk away, it's your room. You are free to do whatever you want with it. So yeah, they get all the pretty things that make a room what it is. And we can do that on a pretty low budget just because of the support that we get from the community.
And that's huge.
Amazing.
And the other thing, just like what you said too, people want to help and sometimes they don't know how. So by you bringing this to your community and then inviting the community to be a part of it, everybody gets to stand back and smile, that's what you want. It's not just about you, it's about all of them as well.
You know, the woman I was talking about that walked in and said, you know, this isn't the same room. This is like something out of a magazine. I remember when we were waiting for her to come to the reveal, and we always tell them, don't come more than 5 minutes because a lot of the time we're doing last minute things. And the people just kept coming, you know, her friends, her neighbors. And I kid you not, there were probably 35, 40 people in her small living room waiting. And she was one of the first bedroom makeovers we had done. And I remember when she came and she was so blown away by all the people. I kept thinking, we got to get going, you know? And then all of a sudden it was like I got hit over the head with a 2x4 and said, no, we don't. She was seeing people that she hadn't seen for a long time. And she was just coming back from Iowa City, where she'd been down there almost a week doing the gamma knife radiation to her brain. And when I stopped to realize, there was even one of her friends that came up from Arkansas, that it was so important, you know, face it, it's hard for any of us to go see somebody that you know is going to be of the earth a short amount of time. But when you offer something like this, it gives them an opportunity. It makes it a lot easier to go tell them, hi, and I care about you. And I mean, that to me, that was remarkable. And then later we heard her say, you took my mind off the cancer. And I remember Deidra and I just and I'm going to cry now. I said, really, Sharon? And she said, really? She said, I was so excited about when I was down in Iowa City. I was telling the nurses, do you know what they're doing back there in my room? And she said the nurses were all like, oh my gosh, what an amazing thing. And she said, once you posted it on social media and all the comments kept coming in, she said my daughter would read me those comments. And I heard from people I haven't heard from in years. And so I think that was a blessing to us to realize this is beyond just painting the walls and new, furniture or linen. Look at all the different aspects that was a gift to her. People reaching out to her, giving her something to do in Iowa City, taking her mind off what was going on, if only for a short time. That was huge. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And we find the same thing too, that, people don't know what to say, so they say nothing and stay away when a woman is diagnosed with cancer.
Right.
And so
Right.
what you guys have done through My Happy Haven is you've given people an opportunity or an excuse, let's say, to come back around, to be a part of something that's good. And then when they see her and, she looks normal and it's that nothing has changed, then you also create that support system that she needs going forward, whatever the rest of her battle looks like. You've created that support system because you've reconnected those people with her. And I think it's a ripple effect, right? I don't think that you really realize what that one bedroom does and how far that ripples out in what it means for the rest of the journey that she's on.
Right. Well, I remember her daughter who nominated her even said to us, she said, when you asked us to remove the wallpaper, she had wallpaper on all 4 walls. And, we just told them that was something we didn't have the manpower for, and they were more than happy. And she said, my husband and I and Sharon's only grandson, their son, they would come every evening and they would spend an hour or two ripping wallpaper off. And she said, there again, what a gift that was, because every evening my mom got to spend time with her grandson. And she said, we actually enjoyed it. As much as we hated ripping the wallpaper, she said, we made it fun.
That's right.
So, yeah, there's a lot of things that, it never dawned on us when we started this. Even our banker, we've gone to centralized banking, so it makes it easier for the affiliates. And I remember Andy saying to me, I wish we had one of these in Chicago, because my sister went through breast cancer and we didn't know what to do for her. He said, I would have loved to have had an opportunity to give her such a gift as this. So.
No, I agree. And I think, again, it's the same thing. People don't know what to do, and so they do nothing. But when you give them an opportunity, you present an opportunity for them to be able to help. They want to be involved. They just don't know how. So even with the family members, instead of standing back and not being able to do anything, you give them an opportunity to be involved in something that is going to be great for her in the end.
Right. Yep.
So what is your favorite bedroom makeover story?
I have been asked that. And that's a tough one. It probably would be Sharon. I probably would be the lady that we've been talking about, because I think we affected her in so many different capacities. And to me, the ultimate compliment was her saying, "You took my mind off the cancer for a while." And she, when she knew the cancer had metastasized, she told her daughter she wanted a day bed brought out to the living room, because she said, I don't like my bedroom. It is so dark and it's so dreary. And she said, I just want to be out here where there's the windows and the sun coming through. And that was the request when we talked to her. She said, can you just brighten it up? And I thought, well, that's an easy, request. Well, then in our conversation with her, she mentioned that every winter they go down to Florida, Gulf Shores. Is that Florida? Anyway, it's Gulf Shores, and she was no longer able to go. So when we opened that door, and it was more of a, I think there were starfish on her comforter, and it was a coastal feel to it.
Mm-hmm.
And so when we opened that door, I said, Sharon, I know that you can no longer go down south. So we brought a little bit of Florida to you. And, you know, that's what's such a treasure to me is when you meet these women, and there might be something that they say that will kind of give you a little trigger of, I know just the bedroom for her. I know what would really just, kind of blow her away.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what's fun about this. You know, every bedroom's different. They're different colors. They're different. Somebody might like the more shabby chic with an antique or something like that. And then there's the woman who wants modern. Most of the time when you ask them, what would you like? They're, oh my gosh, anything.
Mm-hmm.
They're just so grateful for it.
They're just grateful. Mm-hmm.
They're just grateful. They just never in a million years thought anybody would look at them and say, what would your dream bedroom be like?
Mm-hmm.
That's
amazing. So how can someone in another community actually start a My Happy Haven there?
You know, they just need to get a hold of us, contact us. Either they can call me. I think my phone number is on our website, on our Facebook page, and just tell me they're interested. I have no doubt they will have a million questions, and we can kind of chat about it. And after chatting, if it's something they're like, yeah, I want to do this, the first step would be to fill out an application that is later approved by our board. And then we get them going. We get them their marketing materials. We get them on with the bank. Part of all the legality issues we've dealt with this last year are applying for a group exemption, which we were just granted probably in the last month. So that was huge because, you know, anybody that knows anything about being a 501c3 is you want that so that your donations are tax deductible to the donor. And so now an affiliate is under our umbrella for that. So they don't have to apply for a 501c3 on their own. We pay for their insurance. We offer them a page on our website. So all the things that they would have to go about and do on their own, we take care of for them. Because to tell you, when Deidra and I started, all we wanted to do was hurry up and pick up a paintbrush and get decorating. And so our goal is to take the experience that we have and to get them to be able to do just that. Let us take care of the legalities. Of course, there's a few things they need to sign and, you know, yada, yada. But the majority of the legal stuff will be taken care of by us so that they can concentrate on promoting the organization, getting those applications, getting sponsorship, and making a difference in the lives of women.
That's awesome. So give me the website real quick so that people can find you as they're listening.
Our website is www.myhappyhavenmc.com. The
Awesome.
MC standing for Mason City. And Facebook, we are My Happy Haven, North Iowa.
Great.
And so you can go on there and see all the past rooms we've done and the happy faces we've made. And just we'd love to keep this growing.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Lisa, for being my guest today and for sharing the work that you do with My Happy Haven. If anyone has any questions or comments or would like to know more about the guest on our show today or more information about Hello Gorgeous, feel free to contact me at kbecker@hellogorgeous.org or visit our website at www.hellogorgeous.org. Thank you for joining me today on Hello Gorgeous, Everything Beauty, Cancer, and Inspiration. I'm your host, Kim Becker, and until next time, stay gorgeous.